All right. Thanks everybody for sticking with me on that, and we are going to go live here with the amazing Aisha Tyler. It's been a long day, but I really appreciate everybody tuning in, and hopefully we'll be able to connect with Aisha here real soon. Yeah, I promise I'm going to go and post some more pictures after I'm done with this. But Roswell is going to be starting here in about 20 minutes. So while it is actually going, I'll post some other stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see, where are you, my sweet friend? There's a lot of people who are requesting. Sorry, Aisha, let me try to find you here. All right. This is the one thing about Instagram Live that is a little bit different. A lot of people can request to go on with you, and I am trying to find my friend, Aisha Tyler. Let's see where she is here. I don't see her. All right. Let's just wait again. Let's see if you guys have any questions while we wait. And if you guys can let Aisha just pop on here and make a request. How's ID treating me? It's been a lot of fun. There's been one heck of a learning curve, but it has been fun. All right. Let me find her. I promise. There's a lot of requests here. Let's see here. I'm not seeing her. Let's go. Let's see here. Where are you, my friend? Let's see here. I'm going to look for you. Here we go. I'm going to send you a crew request. I'm looking very intently at the screen, trying to find my friend. Ah, right. I think I found her. Yes. No cooking obligation. Hello. There she is. This is no joke,
Hi.
my friend. How are you doing?
I'm good. How has all of this been for you today? You've been doing it all day long.
It has been quite the learning experience for me. It's been so much fun though. But getting to learn the little quirks and ticks of things has been taking a little bit used to.
It's a really good app. I mean, it's a good app. It's a good communication app. But it's nuanced. I know that I'm still learning how to do a lot of stuff on here, and I've done some IG live things with my friends, and then today I was like, I can't even remember how to request an ad. I couldn't remember how to do it. So I'm glad that we were texting offline so that I could figure it out.
What I was noticing, and I'll probably get better at this as it goes along, is that when I say I'm going live and I'm waiting for a friend to come join me, there are other requests that happen. So I'm scrolling down, trying to make sure I can find you. But it's just there's just so much.
The requests and the questions and comments are flying by.
Yeah.
It's definitely a nuancy. I'm this is not the greatest location. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it.
Let's do it, Lama style.
Just gritty handheld.
Yep.
But anyway, so how has it been today, though? Other than the learning curve, have you talked to everybody?
It's been so much fun. It's been so much fun to see the people that I love and that I care about, and to connect for just a little bit of time. I've been really,
Yeah.
really enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, considering like we're all trapped in our homes and we kind of can't, interact with people, and like it's gotta have been actually kind of like exciting energetically to like be able to like see so many.
Yeah.
I have a glass of wine back here. Hi everybody. It's the evening. um, and just to see everybody and get to connect.
Yeah, it's been really lovely. I
Yeah.
was able to talk with Karina and Julie Pleck and Lily and Janine and Shiri. So it's been a full
Oh,
day
it's
of
been a big
stuff.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for this episode. I mean, it was a really heavy lift. Like we really had a
Yeah.
lot to do in this episode, narratively, uh, just in terms of like advancing the story. We were paying off all these setups that have been happening over the whole season with all these different characters. And then there was like big emotion. There were like big stunts. Like it was just like we got like all four quadrants, I think, of like
Yeah.
what we could do in a show. And I haven't seen it since I turned in my edit. So I'm really excited, actually.
Oh man.
To be honest, a little while ago.
I've been hearing nothing but great things about it, and I'm so excited to see it tonight.
Good. It's a good one. I feel like it's a big inflection point for almost everybody on the show.
Yeah.
Especially for your character, your character and your relationship to Nora and to Louise. It's like, I don't know, it's just like it's a biggie. I'm really excited to see what the fans think. I turned my episode in before the holidays. So, I mean, it's May.
There's been some time. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been some time.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really proud of it and I was really happy with it. And it's funny because Karina and I are friends, and I think you kind of form a friendship with people that you're working with every day anyway.
Yeah.
But we had a nice shorthand about the show, and I kind of one of those directors. I pride myself on turning things in on time because I'm like, okay, this was my vision, and I don't want to give anybody like an opportunity to like slice it out. So I turned it in like to time and everything like that. And she's like, no, I want to see everything that you love, like leave everything in, and that was nice. You know what I mean? But that means that there'll be some things that have like left the show that I won't like know. I won't know like what we kept and what we had to lose.
Right.
So it'll be like a nice surprise because I was so proud of it. Like by the time I turned it in, everything was great. You know what I mean? There was like no chaff, like no garbage. It was just so good. So like it'll be painful whatever we lose, but like it's just gonna be like pulling out diamonds and pearls. You know what I mean? It was so
right.
Good.
You were amazing. You were you were so concise about what you wanted, because you did have a lot of stuff to do. There was so much to accomplish, but yet you were so amazingly collaborative as an artist. And we've had this conversation. Like it was really just a wonderful experience from actor to actor and actor to director.
Yeah,
it was just a really lovely experience. And to watch you with the rest of the crew and the rest of the cast, it was really an honor.
Oh, thank you. I had the best time, and it was just such a great group of people. It was so great working with you. It was fun to see. It was really fun to be there for these big moves for your character. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think he's been, obviously you being a part of the legacy show and then coming back. It's like big for everybody, big for the show, big for the fans. Yeah. But then also like in this show, like, you've been a little bit of a cipher. Like, we don't really know a lot about you and about your inner life. And like, it was like, I was really honored to be the one who got to like work with you to like tell this other story. Yeah. It was just so delicious. I don't know. I loved it. I loved all that. And we got to be very subtle and, it was just a thrill. I love actors too. You know what I mean? So like whenever we're talking about directing, I'm always like, all the tech stuff and all the prep and, all the crafts, like that's all fun. But then like the best thing is like the cream, or the icing is like right at the end of all that, I get to go talk to actors. Like that's the last thing I do, right? When I'm working, like, get everything all sorted out. And then I get to go in and talk to the actors. And that's always just the most fun because I love acting. And so I love caring for other actors and like, and helping them hopefully like feel just brave and safe and, comfortable to like do their best work and take risks, because I'm sure you've worked on sets where it didn't feel that safe and you were kind of like hedging your bets, but it's, I want to make sure people feel like they can really like swing for the fences.
Right. Well, it was definitely felt.
Good. We did some fun stuff. It's really hard because I'm doing a bunch of interviews and like, I don't want to give stuff away,
Right.
Like you had like such big moves on this episode, and it's so great. And then, well, I know I saw on one of your early chats, people were asking you if you were going to be back. and you have more episodes after this one.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's nice because it'll just be so great to see like your character and his experience like really blossom. And when they asked you to do this, like what was there, how did you feel about it when they came to you and said you want to do the new show?
Well, the thing about it was, so Julie Plec is one of my oldest and dearest, and I've known her for, you know, over 21 years. And so she said to me, "Hey, do you wanna come over tonight and watch the show?" And so I sat at her counter while she kind of moved around the back, you know, and I moved about the cabin while I watched it, and just wanted to hear what I thought, and Karina wanted to hear what I thought because we had, you know, gotten close, and so when Karina, she wrote me this lovely email and kind of gave me the whole idea behind what she wanted to do, there wasn't any hesitation. And not just through the experience, but like from the very beginning, I thought, what a wonderful opportunity for me as an actor to go and play in a world that I was entrenched in for 3 years of my life. And, you know, both personally and creatively was such a huge thing for me. To be able to go back there and to play around in that world from a different perspective was just an amazing opportunity. And I felt very, very, very blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah, like you were a part of the mythology of Roswell, and then you got to literally be a part of the mythology of Roswell. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's such a cool story, and it's played so wonderfully. And you know, I mean, Karina's such a great writer, and you know, I remember when she was working on this pilot, when she went in and she pitched it, and you know, and they said they wanted to make the show, and she told me what it was, and then we all watched the pilot together, and just thinking like, this is such a smart iteration of this world that we've already come to love. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you go like, why make another version of the show? But like when you heard her idea, it was perfectly clear like why this needed to happen now.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And then to pay homage to the originating show and to like connect them so that it's not like that was that show, that this was this show, but like they're all of a piece. They're like on a continuum in some way. I think it's been really cool.
Yeah. When people ask me about it, you know, it's like some of the great playwrights out there, you know, that from you know, Shakespeare to Tennessee Williams to Lonergan, like their plays have been done quite a bit, you know. And there isn't just one version. And this one is taking it in a totally different way. It's completely its own heart. So it's been wonderful to be a part of that in both worlds.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And how did you find Santa Fe? I love Santa Fe. So much fun. It was so fun. It was
so amazing.
Freezing cold.
Well, that was the thing. Like people also ask me about this. Like, you know, I went right into night shoots my very first night, and it was cold, but it wasn't like what you and I went through. Like, that was like the old Roswell, like in the middle of the desert, 20 degrees all night long for 4 nights in a row. But I love Santa Fe. Santa Fe is such a special place. I actually, because I was talking to Karina about this earlier, she went back there to kind of pack up some stuff, and I just immediately when she said it, I could smell the pinon trees, and I could just see that sky. It's just, there's nothing like that sky in the world. So you know, I miss it. I had an amazing time there. I actually used to live there when I was a kid too.
Oh, really? I did. Like, you lived there like for a long period of time in your childhood?
For a little bit of time. My parents like to move around a lot, and so we lived in a little section outside of Albuquerque, and then in Santa Fe for like 3 weeks. And I remember the first time I went walking around downtown Santa Fe, I had that moment of smelling the trees, like, you know, burning in the fireplaces, and like walking down and seeing some of the vendors, and me just having this flashback, like this olfactory flashback of like being 5 and 6 walking around those streets. So
it does. The whole place has, especially in the winter, you know, I mean, it's an older town. It has like a timeless quality, and people are burning their fireplaces, and it's smoky, and it's got this, it's really got this kind of old world vibe, and it's so cute and it's so cozy. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I figured it out. I mean, not in a negative way, but I figured it out pretty quickly. Like I knew, you know, all the little like shortcuts and the little side turns in the restaurants, and you really feel like you inhabit the place, which is hard to do sometimes when you're coming onto a TV show and you know you're immersed in the work to feel connected to the place that you're shooting, and is so nice. It was such a good experience. I had a blast. I got there that first week, and every production was like, you know, make sure you bring warm clothes. And I had a film that I directed a couple years ago that went to the Santa Fe Film Festival, so I'd been there, so I thought I knew. And I packed a bunch of warm clothes, and I had my first scout, and was it my first scout? We were scouting during the day, so it wasn't that bad. It was cool, but it wasn't like, you know, freezing cold. It was my first night. I had to roll into one shot that they were shooting in 208 because it was going to be a direct cut to my first shot in 209. So, and it happened in the middle of prep. It wasn't like the last day of my prep period. It was like, you know, day 5 or 6 or something of prep period. And so I, you know, got dressed to go down to set, and I was really just going to pick up this one scene, this one, you know, like not even a full, maybe like full page. And I bundled up and then just melted down. I was like, oh my God. Like, you know, when it's so cold that your ears are like burning. And I was like this part burns, but then the inside is burning. It was so cold. And I remember the next day I went to like an LL Bean outlet, and I just cleared the shelves. Like, have you seen the video of the ladies fighting about toilet paper in the supermarket? That was you. Exactly. Like punching people over a neck gaiter. I was so cold.
It took some getting used to it. I'm from Minnesota, where it's cold, but I lived out in Los Angeles for enough time that I don't have that winter skin anymore.
Yeah.
But I did a movie one time out in Newfoundland where it was this cold, but like with like freezing rain. Oh, and that rivaled Newfoundland. Like it was to the point where you couldn't really quite enunciate your words the longer you were out there.
You can't form words because your mouth is just not cooperating.
Just like, no, sorry, buddy. Sorry, tilt. But that's how I felt a few times on Roswell, New Mexico. Especially when I looked around and like there were other people who had like the heated socks and like heated jackets.
Well, you're in your wardrobe. Like you can't bundle up. You got to live in the outfit that you were given. Yeah, and the rest of us are like walking around like little kids on snow day with like the mittens and like all puffed out and everything.
Yeah.
I was wearing. There's a picture of me. One of our that we have a really young actor on the show, Major Dodge Jr., and I think he's already appeared in the show, and he's had a big piece in this one. And his dad is such a great guy, and he sent some photos of him and the kid together, like he's the cutest thing. And I just can see that I have like I was wearing 3 pairs of pants on that day. Like I had on long underwear, and then I had on jeans, and then I had on like pants with like a fleece lining. I was just wearing all of my clothes at one time the entire time.
I remember going up to you to ask you a question one time because you always had that hat and that really beautiful like gold puffer jacket on. And I walked up to you to kind of tap on the shoulders. You turned around and looked at me. You had something like all I could barely see with your eyes because you had like your sunglasses on and then like just full on covered over.
I got one of those like hilarious Canadian kind of flat hats with the fur.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. It was like really wrapped all the way around here, and then I was covering my face. And I'm like mentally, I think of myself as mentally a tough person. Cold is like my nemesis. I think it's my kryptonite. It's like the one thing that like, if I get so cold that I'm just literally like, you know, who am I? What is it all for? Like I have like an existential crisis if I'm super cold. But
I felt bad for the other actors who had to lay on the ground because there's nothing like from having it like from 2 sides. The cold,
Cassandra
frozen
had to lay on the ground, and it was just there was no getting around it. It was a tough show from a production standpoint. Also because it was dusty and it was windy, but there's a really beautiful, and I'm pretty sure it's in the show. We have this night scene, and I don't think I'm giving anything away. Anyway, and here's a little inside baseball for the kids watching. You know, a lot of times we'll add atmosphere. So we'll add smoke or, you know, to kind of, it doesn't just look smoky, but a lot of times smoke can like pick up light beams and add all this kind of like visual interest to like the background of a scene. And so you don't really know why it looks so interesting, but a reason is we've put these particles in the air that like kind of refract or block light or take or kind of make light travel differently. So we had one going for this night scene that we did. And then because of the temperature, it like rose in the air to maybe like 20 feet, and then it just collected there. And so there's like this cumulus cloud in the background.
Interesting.
And it's the most beautiful, beautiful thing. And I think that's one of the cool things about, you know, filmmaking generally, whether it's television or film, is all the happy little accidents.
Accents, yeah.
That make it really special.
Yeah, especially when you deal with stuff outside like that, because you never know.
Yeah. You did such great work on the show. I mean, I know you know that, but it was such a pleasure to work with you. I really hope we get to do it again.
Thank you so much. Me too.
Whenever we can come out of the house.
I know, right. So we're getting closer to the end here. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions real quick because I've asked a few of the other people this. So I'm sure. Well, of course you did. I'm sure you watched the Actors Studio with James Lipton.
I have watched it.
Okay, and I don't know if have you been on there before?
No.
Because you strike me as the kind that who might be like, yeah, I've been on there.
I love it.
Bernard Pivot had this. He always quoted him at the end to ask some questions to close it out. So one is, what is your favorite word?
I can't say it on here.
that you'll answer one of the other questions too.
Yeah, it's a third rail. It's like one of those third rail words.
Yep.
It's yes. Yeah.
Yep. What is your least favorite word?
What is my least favorite word? That's a really good question. Moist, maybe, but then I feel like people feel that way. But then when you're referring to a cake, it's a good word.
Yes.
So
Julie Plec had that same answer. Julie Plec had that same answer. She said moist, and I was like, the heat in Georgia. Like
you don't like it until heat in Georgia, or you know, you're back in a car on a hot day, but then chocolate cake, delicious.
Yeah.
So you know, it's all about the
It looks like there's a Bedlam brand might have answered your question for you. I'm not sure if you could actually see that.
Oh no, I didn't see it. But was it the same? Hilarious. Oh yes, I see it. That's close.
Yeah. Half of that one, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So, what turns you on?
Oh, people who are excited about being alive. I want to stay engaged for the rest of my life, and I want to move forward, and I always want to be challenging myself and growing. And so, I guess the thing I like least is complacency. So when people are excited about life. People are saying sense. They're saying the show is coming on. So
yep. Okay. We're gonna get off quickly then. Real quick. These are the two things I'm gonna ask you. What noise do you love most? Noise or sound?
Probably like a lot. Like I don't have kids, but like a laughing baby is a killer. Like everybody loves a baby that's laughing like hysterically.
What is your least favorite sound or noise?
Well, now I would say fart noises, although I also love fart noises. They're really funny.
All right, this is the last one. What are you going to do, the first thing you do once this quarantine is over?
Oh, I'm going to go out to a big dinner with all my friends. I'm going to treat everybody to dinner. Lots of wine, lots of talk, if we can hug, lots of hugging. If we still can't hug, lots of elbow and high fives. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just, you know, I think I miss just the conversation.
Me too.
You know, just like the informality of sitting down with your friends and having a long night, you know?
I will be there with you.
Yes, you will. Yes,
all right, my friend. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see tonight's episode.
You.
All right.
Everyone's going to love tonight's episode. It is awesome. Jason's awesome in it. Everybody enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, man. So wonderful. So wonderful. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to go post a little bit more pictures and stuff like that because it's on the West Coast here. The show is not on. So enjoy the show, you guys. I'll be posting some more. Hopefully they'll let me because my time's done. And then tomorrow, I believe you get to watch it all over again or go back and watch any of the other episodes you want to revisit on the CWC app. So thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you to all my friends who came and joined. It means the world to me, and I had a great time. So thank you very much.